So as you can see, I have all of my stuff on. I'm getting ready to go. So we're still working on that. Tomorrow, which I think is like towards this is our last story in the unit before we go into the next unit. So good morning and happy Thursday. It's Thursday, December. Hear me? Good morning. My name is Diana and I am a 14th year teacher in the state of Illinois, and welcome to a week in my life. So today it is a Monday, September 9th, and yeah, I am feeling it being Monday. Not because I had a busy weekend, which I kind of did, you know. I guess I wouldn't necessarily say busy, because on Saturday it was very chill. It was very nice in terms of where we were with the scenery for that wedding that I went to. And so it was nice. It was just the drive was very long. We didn't get there till late in the evening, probably around midnight. And then then we had the wedding the next day, and then I think we stayed a little bit later on Saturday. We didn't stay the whole day. We did want to come back, but we did stay a little later, and we got to kind of enjoy like the nature and outside, because we were kind of like in upper Wisconsin, like by like an hour from the Canadian border, and just kind of intertwined, because we actually ended up going to like Michigan and doing a like having breakfast there that Saturday morning before the wedding. So I don't really need that. This is not too bad. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, so that was our weekend. So we got back yesterday, and then just having a lesson plan, and then I was hanging out at my mom's with the kids because they wanted to see my sister because she was over there. And so, but I think what the killer was for me was having to gosh, I can't even speak. Never mind. The killer for me was that I woke up at like 3 in the morning, and then I just couldn't go back to sleep. So I was kind of like back and forth with wrestling, going back to sleep, and just my body wasn't here for it. It was just wanting to stay awake. So by the time I was able to kind of force myself to go back to sleep, I only had like an hour. And so and I know probably people were like, oh, you probably should have just stayed up, but I knew that because I went to bed at like 11ish, and then I woke up at 3, so I knew that wasn't going to be enough time for me to to have like my body be rested. So I was trying to force myself to go back to sleep, and so it did not work out that way. I mean, it did, because I did get sleep, but then when I woke up at 6, I was just like, why? But anyway, so yeah. But today today on Mondays we have a short day. We have like a day till 2 o'clock, and so so everything kind of gets cut a little short. And the reason being is because we have like our meetings on Monday, and so like we stay after school for like an hour and a half, hour 45, and so we are staying till late today, so that's why we get off at 2 o'clock, or at least the kids do. And then but today my kids are going to take their math test. We didn't take it on Friday because I wasn't there, so I just didn't feel comfortable having them take the test while I wasn't there. So I gave them like the practice test to kind of study with each other. So I hope that helped a lot. And then I think we're all supposed to be taking our vocabulary quiz for for ELA, and so we're going to be doing that as well. So those two things are going to kind of like eat up a lot of our time. And then we also have a bus evacuation drill, so that's like at 9:25, and so that's going to be another thing that's going to cut into our time. So for science, I think we're supposed to just be reading, looking at these 2 different food labels, and then reading through the different food labels and then kind of determining which one is healthy. And so one of them is like apples and the other one is definitely unhealthy, but which I kind of feel like maybe they should have had something a little bit less obvious. But nonetheless, they're going to read through the food labels and they're going to read an article and then just kind of answer questions about the food labels and stuff like that. So, and then for math, we're starting multiplying fractions. So going into fractions, that's a little, you know, much for me. I mean, I guess it's not too bad. I don't know. I haven't looked that far ahead, but I'm almost certain that in 5th grade, we normally add and subtract fractions. So I don't know if this is just like a repeat. So I just know that we're multiplying them. I don't know if adding and subtracting comes in last, because I know that one's the more difficult of the 3 or 4. Well, I guess of the 4, because it's adding and subtracting because of all the extra steps they have to do. So we'll see. And then in ELA, like I said, we're taking that vocabulary quiz, and I think we're supposed to be writing for a prompt. I'm actually going to be using Stephanie Mormon's Teaching in Room 6. She has this really good thing on writing prompts, and I was so grateful for somebody that brought it up on her page, and I guess she just kind of shared it on her stories on Instagram about her writing paragraph of the week writing boot camp, which is just basically teaches them how to write to a prompt, which is great because that is kind of what they're struggling with right now, is just writing to a prompt. It's basically like I'll give them a prompt, or you know, the curriculum will give them a prompt and they won't answer it correctly or fully. So you know, this is going to be a good way for them to like dissect that prompt even further, because we did kind of do that a few weeks ago with dissecting a prompt, but it just didn't, I don't think it resonated with them very well. So I think today we're going to practice with writing to a prompt, and we're going to practice how to like circle the, you know, keywords and underline what they're specifically asking us to do. And I think that that might help a little bit to kind of break it down in that sense. And so we're going to do that today. I don't know if we'll get the opportunity to write to that prompt. I mean, I'm sure we probably will, because the vocabulary quiz, Monday mouth, the vocabulary quiz isn't until, or it's not very long. It's like, I think it's like 8 or 9 words. So, and I think it's just them, multiple choice, getting a question or a sentence and then having to figure out which word it is. So we'll see. But yeah, so I should be at school. It is 7:24. It takes me about 20 minutes to get there. So I'm guessing maybe like I'll be there at like 7:35-ish, give or take. Because I think right now it's probably like 10 minutes from where I'm at. So yeah, I'll check in with you guys later. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Hoping you guys are having a fabulous Monday so far. Good afternoon. It is 4 o'clock and I am headed home. We had our training or whatever this afternoon, and so we had it at another school, so we had to go there. And then so they just like trained us as far as like how to grade, because the curriculum that we're doing now for Common Lit is it's a new curriculum for the district, and so we just had to kind of iron out the details in terms of like the grading standards and all that good jazz. So that's kind of what we were doing for that hour and 45, I guess hour-ish, because you know it took us like 10 minutes or so to get there, so whatever. Anyway, So something crazy actually happened today with one of my colleagues. So she got a phone call during like our math test. She was giving the math test, and it just so happened that she just got this phone call, and that, you know, she deemed important. So she had my principal watch the kids because he was just walking by, and she went out to take the phone call. So it turns out, you know, they call her and they're like, you have that she missed jury duty. And so she's like, well, I never got a notification. And they're like, well, we sent it to this address, which was her parents' house, and then they sent it to her current address. And she's like, well, I never received it, I never got it. So they were like, well, you have to come in today after, you know, at this, you know, whatever, after work, whatever time, and you have to come in and we have to verify like the signature we got from the thing, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So we were kind of all thinking that it was a little sketchy, you know, because I was like, first of all, I was like, I've done jury duty before, and they've never like had, you know, because she was like saying that it was like her and someone else, and I was like, first of all, I was like, they normally have a lot of people because it's not just a 2-person jury. Second of all, I'm like, I don't remember ever getting something that I had to sign for. I'm like, normally it's like a little postcard or whatever, and then they just say you have jury duty, whatever day, where to go. And that's it, that's all. Like, and then you get there, and then if they use you, they use you. If you don't, you know, you get paid for the day and you leave. And so, so she was just like, you know, so they wanted her to go to this place or whatever. They were like, you know, and, you know, she looked up the number, whatever, and it was the, you know, the county sheriff, whatever, the number that, you know, where they would be calling from. So she was going to not go to our meeting today, and she was going to go to the place or whatever. So I guess the person called her back and was like, yeah, you know, we just want to make sure. So we're going to have to do like a mobile tracking, because she was like, you know, people say that they're going to come and they don't. And, you know, she's like, you can get a Class A felony, you know, because you're missing out on jury duty, blah, 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 whatever. Like, the whole 9 yards. So she was like, well, I think they're going to just call me. So again, this is starting to get sketchy, because I'm like, this is really scary. Like, you know, that's weird that they're going to like basically escort you to the courthouse or whatever you're supposed to be going to. So turns out she goes to the office to let our secretaries know whatever about today, like what she does, because, you know, she's going to miss the PD. And so she's talking to my principal, because she had already told him, and he was like, that's fine, just miss the PD and go. So I guess the secretaries overheard her talking to the principal, and were like, yeah, I don't think that that's right. And so one of the girls, the secretaries, calls the real or the Cook County Sheriff's Office, and is like, or whatever the county is, because I don't think it's Cook County, because that would be in Chicago. But so they call the county or whatever, and she's like, no, that's a scam. Like, tell her, like, you should have called the police, you know, tell her don't give them any information, blah, blah, blah. So they literally were scamming her. And I know that they've done that before, like with the warrants, and they're like, oh, you owe taxes, or you have warrants out and you need to blah, blah, blah. But I never heard them do it with jury duty. And so, yeah, so they literally were going to, so they told her, and they even looked up her information, and they were like, no, you don't have anything. Like, you're not assigned to jury duty, blah, 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 whatever. And so, yeah, and it was so scary. Like, I felt so bad for her. She was like crying, and she was so like, you know, like scared, because they literally, she was going to go, you know, wherever they were going to send her to go, and they were going to have her on their phone. So like, I was just like, wow, you know, she was like, oh, you know, they were saying that they'll like try to make you pay. And I'm like, I would be more worried about the fact that they're sending you to like an abandoned building or somewhere crazy, and they're going to like traffic you or something. That's what I would be afraid about. So it was just really, really scary. So thank God that like the girls were listening, and that they, you know, they overheard her, and like they helped her out, because who knows what would have happened had she like gone to this, like, if she had gone to like this place that, you know, they were sending her to go to. Like, she could have been like, who knows what would have happened to her. And, you know, I feel so bad. Like, she's young, you know, she's got a 4-year-old boy. Like, I was just like so scared for her. So it was just so crazy. So if you're watching this video, like, if that happens to you, please note that that is a scam. And, you know, definitely immediately like call the police and ask them, or call like your local county sheriff and just verify that that is what it is, just to make sure. Like, call them back and just verify with them. and see, because that was just super, super scary for her. And it was super, super scary for me, because I'm like, I just feel so bad. I mean, she's you know, young, beautiful girl. Like, who knows what would have happened to her, you know? They could have either robbed her, they could have like kidnapped her, they could have done so many different things, you know? So, but that was our, so she ended up going to the PD with me. And so it was really nice, it was really helpful. And so now I'm just heading home. I was supposed to go pick up my mom, but she's, you know, oh, I haven't made dinner for my niece, so I'm just gonna pick her up later on tonight, and I'm gonna go, so I don't know, I'm gonna probably go home and hang out with my kids and see, I don't know, maybe they want to go to the park or something. It's really hot outside, it's like 83 degrees. And I don't know, maybe we'll go to the park or just go outside and do something, I don't know. But I'm sweating because I closed, I was like, I see all the sweat on me. I closed my windows because I didn't want you guys to hear outside. But, and I don't like the air. I don't know, whatever. But anyway, so I will check in with you guys. If I don't check in with you guys later, I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Hope you guys had a great Monday. And yeah. So as you can see, I have all of my stuff on. I'm getting ready to go. I'm just trying to wait for my boyfriend. But I thought I'd jump on here and kind of tell you a little bit about what we did today. So we worked on, so we're still working on character analysis for reading, and I'll show you my poster. So we're still working on that. And so this is our essential question this week. How are people changed through the relationships and experiences? And so this is our character poster, and this is what we've been doing. These are some of the characters that we've kind of come across. So, and then we're also taking a page out of Teaching in Room 6 is Writing for a Prompt. And so we kind of worked on this today, just teaching them how to answer a prompt correctly, because they haven't really been doing that. They've just been like answering the question, but not really fully. So we kind of just been working on that. And then let me show you math. So this is what we've been working on for math. We've been doing multiplying fractions today. So I showed them today how to do an area model to multiply fractions. And then we also did like the regular way, just straight across and then simplifying. So we're gonna kind of continue this tomorrow, but we're gonna actually start doing it with a mixed number. So that should be interesting. But yeah, so I think my kids for the most part got this. They were just struggling a little bit with the simplifying fraction part, but I think that once we kind of practice it, they will get it again, because it's like a retaught skill from 5th. How's it going? It is 4:23 on a Wednesday afternoon. It is dead silent because everybody's gone, including teachers. I'm probably one of the only ones here. I'm waiting for my ride, but I know I didn't check in all day. I had a ride in the car with my boyfriend this morning, and I wasn't late, but I was late than I wanted to be. I got here at like 8:05, and that only gave me like 10 minutes to kind of do what I needed to do. And so I hate Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I cannot wait till he gets his car fixed. But in the meantime, just waiting for my ride, grading some math papers. So today what we did was we worked on multiplying mixed numbers. And so it was a little tricky because the kids had to remember how to convert them to improper fractions and then multiply the improper fractions and then convert them back. So it was like a 4-step process, because even after they converted them back, they had to make sure that they were simplified. So, you know, those multiple steps are always tricky for kids. So yeah, so we just worked on that today. We finished up our writing for ELA, the paragraph that we had to write for the prompt. We still haven't done our paragraph of the week boot camp prompt, but we're gonna do that tomorrow. We also did a booklet for our words. Let's see if we can see them right there in red, the ELA words right there. And so So we did like a review for those because we're going to have a quiz tomorrow on that. And then I think Friday we're supposed to be doing our social studies quiz. I'm so behind on ELA because me and my colleague, we try to keep up. But just with this writing prompt, it's been so hard. And so we finally finished today. So we're going to start the next story tomorrow, which I think is like this is our last story in the unit before we go into the next unit. So needless to say, I'm just tired, exhausted, not in a bad way, it's a lot. It's been a lot this week. I don't know why, but it's almost Thursday. I don't know if I'll check in with you guys at home. Maybe I'll check in with you guys tomorrow because I'll be writing by myself, but yeah. So that's pretty much my day today. So, I don't know. We'll see if I check in with you guys. But hope you guys are having a fabulous hump day. Happy 9/11. Good morning and happy Thursday. It is Thursday, December. Hear me? It's Thursday, it's September 12th, and I am just on my way to work for usual. I am actually going to stop at Starbucks today because I have creamer at my house, but I ran out of French vanilla creamer, and I don't know, when I do my iced coffee, I don't do it with the regular creamer because I feel like my iced coffee, I use the Stoke sweetened one, the orange one, and I love that. It's like my favorite, but I don't know, it tastes a little bit better with the French vanilla, and so I didn't have any French vanilla, so I only have plain coffee creamer. So I guess I haven't really tried it with the plain one. At least I can't remember trying it, and maybe I did once or so, but I don't know. So I just so I was like, I had a few bucks left on my Starbucks. I figured I would just go get one today. I deserve it. I had a rough day yesterday. I mean, not rough. Let me backtrack. I mean, school was good. It was just the evening that was just a little off, It's just interesting when, I had a really good meeting, goal meeting with my principal the day before yesterday, and he told me a lot of great things that I've been doing and he'd been seeing, and so he gave me a lot of praise, and I was happy about that. But then just other people out there that just like to sometimes rain on your parade, and I don't know if it's just because they are feeling the same way, I don't know, but yeah. So it's just then yesterday I get a lot of just negative commentary about things, and it just frustrates me because it's whatever. But yeah, so I don't know, but anyway, so I was just feeling a little down and out yesterday, so I figured this morning, why not? But now that I'm sitting here, I'm looking, and there's an immense amount of traffic, and I don't know why. We're kind of at a standstill right now, and yeah, it usually doesn't take me very long to get to school, but it says, I did leave at 7:27 as opposed to leaving at 7:15, but that was because I decided to make sure that everything was good with my dogs, make sure that they had food, water, let them out, all that good jazz, because we just found out that my dog, one of them, the one that's that usually likes to go in the house that we leave pads for, has a UTI, and yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I need to get out of this thing. It has a UTI, and so therefore, yeah, hold on, let me figure out what I'm doing, and I'll get back to you guys. It is 3:31, and I am in my car on my way home. Fabulous jazz hands. I am on my way to pick up my son and my daughter and my boyfriend, and we're going to go to my son's baseball game today. He is playing at 5:45, I believe. And so it should be good. I mean, at least I'm hoping. I'm just praying. Please pray that he is, that he does a good job. Yeah, this new baseball is like, he's not new to baseball, but he's new to like the format of this baseball. Like before he was like hitting off the tee, and then he was doing coach pitch, and he's not used to like kids pitching to him. So he's very, so he's a little like off. And so it's just, and the crazy thing is, so before with his other team, he used to be able to do like they would have like 9 batters got to bat up no matter what, you know, like it wasn't like 3 outs and you're out. I mean, I guess it was 3 outs and you're out, but it was like you got 9 batters within those, you know, that time frame or whatever. And it was just like, he had more opportunities to bat. And I feel like now he doesn't really have many opportunities to bat, and so he's only batting like once a game. So it kind of stinks if he like strikes out the first time, because then it's like, you know, who knows if he's gonna get a second chance or whatever. And so I'm just like, you know, worried that he's not gonna get to you know, bat as much. And you know, it's like, at least if he bats once, I would love for him to at least get like a hit or get on base, so at least we could say, okay, hey, you know, at least you did something with your one time that you were up. So I don't know, but it's just been a struggle. So I'm hoping that this kind of like goes away eventually. But I also think that it has a lot to do with his team and his coaches. I don't think that they're very supportive, in the sense of like, they're kind of just, you know, they are teaching the kids and they are like volunteering their time. But it's just like, I don't know. I see his old coach on his old team. Well, it's a new team now, but it's his old coach, and they have like a lot of his players from like last year. But it's just like their dynamic is just different, and I think it's just their coaching styles. And so like my son's coaches right now are kind of just like blah, and like they don't even cheer for them when they're up, you know, like the other team, like they're constantly in communication talking. And I don't know. I just feel like he's taking a step back. Sorry, this was my rant. But anyway, you guys probably didn't just come on here to hear me rant about my son's baseball, although this is a teacher mom channel. But anyway, so today we did multiplication of fractions. We're still on that. We're at the point now where I feel like they've gotten like the first few steps. I think they're struggling with the last couple, which is dividing, not so much the division part of it, but just like remembering where what goes. So like the whole number, where what's the numerator, what's the denominator, as well as like what the how to simplify. And so those 2 steps are kind of like hindering them. So we're gonna stay on this for about 1 more day, and then next week we jump into dividing fractions. And so I'm hoping that we can find something that's going to really hone in on getting them to get this concept, because next week, Friday, we plan on doing like a quiz just to kind of see how they're doing. So I don't know, we'll see. And then we started our story. So our 3rd story of our unit for ELA, and we're finishing up the learning target of like protagonists, you know, their interactions with secondary characters and how like they can change because of it. And so we're on the 2nd part, or I'm sorry, not the 2nd part, we're on the 3rd story, and I think this is our last story. And we did our vocabulary quiz. I think a lot of them did really well. I only had a couple that were like in the 70 range, but everybody else was like, you know, 80 or above, so that was good. We played Blook It yesterday. It was for the first time that I ever played Blook It with the kids, so they really like it. So I'm gonna probably use it more as like a review tool. So hopefully that kind of helps them. I feel like it did help them with the vocabulary though. But yeah, so we're just gonna head on home, stop and get them and do that, and then that is it. That is all. So I will catch you guys I'll see if I can record a little bit of my son's baseball game so you guys can kind of see him in action. Pray that he gets a hit. But I'll check in with you guys later. Good morning and happy Friday. As you can see, I'm wearing the earrings, which means you know it's Friday. So today hopefully should be pretty decent day. Can't complain. It's Friday, duh. But what are we doing today? So I think we have a social studies quiz today. I think I may do an open book one, only because we've been so scattered with social studies because of excuse me. We have been scattered because we just had so much going on in terms of like just like things that have been happening and transpiring. So it's like at the end of the day, it's just been so chaotic. And so we kind of like, we talked about a lot of the stuff that we were going to do today for tests, but I'm just not confident that the kids remember a lot of the stuff that we chatted about. And so I think I'm just going to do like an open book quiz so they can like find the answers that way. Hopefully that'll stick. And then the next couple of weeks, hopefully we can do a better job at just really like honing in on, you know, making sure that we're covering those details a little bit better, a little bit more consistently. And then we did get through to the next story. So we started talking about that yesterday. We also had, what did we do for math? We're going to do our last day of multiplying fractions in math. And then I think after that, we are going to, we have an assembly today. So I know science is kind of out the window. But yeah, so that's just pretty much what our day is going to consist of. Maybe I'll get a little bit of the assembly. This is like our first assembly of the year and like first for me ever at this school. So we'll see kind of how it transpires. We'll see like how the kids do or whatever. So I remember at my other school, excuse me, it was just, I don't know. I mean, it was good. It was just so loud and so chaotic. And like, I felt like the principals didn't really have control over like the kids and their demeanor and just being so loud and stuff. And I felt bad for a lot of the kids like with special needs that like really couldn't be in those environments. And, you know, they would have their headphones on, but some of them, if they forgot them or just whatever, it was just like very chaotic. So, I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Yeah, I went to bed. I mean, I went to bed at like 11-ish. So, I don't know. Maybe that's probably why. But then I always wake up in the middle of the night. I don't know why. I wish one day that I would just sleep through the entire night with just like not waking up and seeing things. I would love to, like a dead sleep, but I just don't get it. And I'm a very light sleeper, so I wake up all the time. But anyway, it's Friday and tomorrow, which is interesting that I'll say I'll sleep in, but will I really sleep in? Because my son and daughter will wake up. Plus, my son has a game tomorrow, but I won't really sleep in because I'll probably wake up at like 8-ish because that's the time my body's gonna wake up. But anyway, hope you're having a great Friday. I should be at school in about 20 minutes, and yeah, I'm just excited for the weekend. Hope you are too. Good evening and happy Saturday. Do not mind my appearance. Oh my goodness, it's been a day. But I just wanted to come on here because I realized that I didn't sign off, excuse me, I didn't sign off on my videos for the week. And so I just wanted to come on here and just kind of sign off and just, you know, say thank you so much for following me along this week. Hopefully you'll like and subscribe the video. yeah, it was just a very long day today. And I totally, as I was going to upload my stuff today, I realized that I did not sign off on it. And my hair is a hot mess. It's really hot outside. My son had a baseball game in the morning. Then we had a birthday party at trampoline park. And then I took my kids to the library. And then I just took them to my cousin's house because they're going to spend the night with my mom, because I think tomorrow they're going to a farm for my cousin's daughter's birthday. And so they're going to take them to the farm because I'm not going to the farm. So it's just been a really long day, but I just wanted to come on here and sign off and just say that someone is shooting out fireworks outside, and it's not the 4th of July, but it is Mexican Independence, so I'm sure that's probably why they're doing it. But so independence to them. But yeah, so I just wanted to just sign off and then just say, hopefully you enjoyed the week, and we will chat it up again next week. Take care.